Okay, let's look at this question and let's try and do it. Let's read the question first. Aman Sendirian Berhad needs to decide whether to open a large or small electrical appliances shop in Shah Alam. The company manager has developed a table that shows the estimated payoffs for a future store, and the payoff is 100 in 1000 ringgit. The payoffs depend on the size of the store and the strength of the demand. So we can see the payoffs in the table. So we have, if Aman builds a large store, then in high demand state of nature, he could get 60,000, but low demand, he could lose 10,000 ringgit. If Aman builds small store, then in high demand state of nature, he could get 45,000. In low demand state of nature, he could get also 20,000. And the manager estimates that the probability of a high demand is 0.6 and the probability of low demand is 0.4. Okay, let's draw a decision tree for this initial part of the question, for the first part of the payoff table. Okay, let me make it smaller. All right. Now to start a decision tree, to start drawing a decision tree, first of all, we have to start with a square, right? A square meaning strategies, right? Square tells us that we are at the point of choosing which alternative. So here we have two alternatives, either large store or small store. All right. Now this large store will go through a state of nature, a future state of nature, and we cannot predict that state of nature, so we put a circle, right, telling us that we are going to go through a state of nature that we cannot control. Okay, so same thing with small store. Now after the circle, then we would put the future state of nature, which is either high demand or low demand. Same thing with small store. You will go through a state of nature of high demand or a low demand. Okay. Next, we are going to put in the probabilities. Now, the probabilities come with the situation that we cannot control. So, of course, it's going to be the state of nature. Now, it says that the probability of high demand is 0.6. So, we're going to put 0.6 here. And probability of low demand is 0.4. So, this repeats itself. This is again 0.6. This is also 0.4. Okay. Now, the next thing is we have to put in the payoffs. So, the payoffs will be at the rightmost of your tree. Okay, your payoff. Now, if Aman builds a large store and state of nature is high demand, then he could get 60,000. So put in 60 here. If Aman builds a small store and a large store and the state of nature is low demand, then he could lose 10,000. On the other hand, if Aman builds small store and high demand, so he could get 45,000. On the other hand, if low demand, then he could also get 20,000. Alright, next, to complete the table, we are going to put in the EMV. EMV, the expected monetary value for each alternative, right? So if Aman decides to build a large store, then he could expect to get monetary value of 32,000, and this is put here on top of the circle. If Aman builds a small store, then he could expect to get 35,000 in the long run. This is the EMV. Okay, so that's it. We have finished the first part of the table, which is the table that shows us the expected monetary value without any survey done.